but they didn't like really get kills and towers. Midas is the
такие Bounty Hunter. По цене Vision Cloud9.
又去准备给标记。
Это почему? Потому что линии постоянно пушатся, вот бегает Фата.
Overall, your team is going to be struggling because even if you do take an even trade, you still got Bounty at a track, which is going to give the goal advantage over the Cloud9.
Well, I think like in the next 5 to 10 minutes, you will now see a transfer of aggression from HR to Cloud9. Now it's going to be Cloud9 who are going to be the ones being a bit more aggressive, and HR will be trying to dodge fights for the Ember Spirit to get farm. Affo in some trouble here in the bottom lane. I'm sure he's got a remnant to jump to. Also has the Abaddon healing him up, so shouldn't be a problem.
I'm also waiting for someone in the jungle because that's where I thought the Initiate's going to come. Burn 7 couldn't get the perfect target into the Night Stalker, so decided to use Flame Break to split them up a little bit. Eternal Envy still just as he stole away inside this melee creep, but it's about to die. And he's going to pop back out again. How much damage can he deal? He's got Rage available, eating into that Ember Spirit. Just that Flame Guard up, though with the Malediction of the Life Delay, he has to back up. A Sonic Wave from Mars is going to kill. Decides to Blink Spirit, and Envy's got no other choice but to turn, try and fight. God damn, with the perfect ultimate Fader. He's burning out inside this one. Refraction charge up, lets him tank the Sonic Wave. Gets one kill, Dredge on the ultimate. Means he can't inflict any form of damage, and Dredge is going to TP himself away out of here.
What is with Cloud9 and DD runes? That should have been a one fight for HR, but the huge burst of physical damage comes out of nowhere when all of a sudden Fado's like, what's up, Ember Spirit? Let me just give you a meld and DD hit with my Blink Dagger. And Ember Spirit just falls apart because he's so susceptible to physical damage like that. I mean, if there's no DD there, the response is going to be from the Abaddon. He's going to heal up the Ember Spirit and get out of shield, but the damage happens so quickly that his cooldowns weren't ready for it. So they get the Ember Spirit. There goes the primary source of damage in that fight, particularly the strongest hero versus a Templar Assassin.
The damage is going to increase as well with Fader picking up that Desolator now.
And this is really the strength of Cloud9. Well, top lane, hold up. Guard's in some trouble.
Is that really enough damage?
No, they do with both 7.
The BTs are on both 7. Comes in with Lasso, and Doric, well, it's 1:11 p.m., so it is meant to be his nighttime. It is his nighttime. The orb, the shield will protect him, so he won't die from this one. The force up, pushing Misery away, but it's not far enough from Bone 7 to keep that Skyref mage safe from the last attack from the Queen of Pain. So Artis will pick up a double kill here. So that hand appliance. Maybe not injecting as much money as those double kills will, but still giving some good cash overall.
That was super close, man. That Night Stalker getting that shield and heal at just the right time was so huge. Veda, oh yeah, he's
that was an optimistic TP to say the least.
Yeah. Veda stands for fatality. Okay, it's not to be messed with right now. This is the biggest strength, I would say, of Cloud9 since TI4. The newer Cloud9, I think Veda is a great mid-turned carry. And so when games are not going well for Eternal Envy, they can freely sacrifice him like they did at bottom lane and trust in Veda to be able to carry them through. Right, and he's already doing it with the Blink Dagger and the now Desolator he's picked up. He's got a huge amount of farm. He's racking up the kills. He's actively threatening this Ember Spirit and Queen of Pain.
Oh, they're going to jump. Ember Spirit got the Searing Chains off with the Mel's trying to connect. Sonic Wave, but again, you've got those refraction charges that cause some problems. The heroes are split up enough that also paralyzing cast from God Dev doesn't do enough work. Queen of Pain doesn't track down the bounty hunter with the kill for the streak.
Yeah, missing the Sonic Wave there on the Bounty Hunter meant they had to pull the Dust to catch him, but middle lane, they're still going to get Artis here with the
thanks, Bump.
Squishy surprise. The burst of blood comes out, and Eternal Envy just gobbles up the Queen of Pain.
It's just such an intimidating world for Hellraiser to be part of. You got blinking Templar Assassins, you got bounty hunters who are tracking you up, so you always feel visible. The Queen of Pain's going to afford a Your Scepter before building into something more like an Aghanim Scepter. She just wants a way, other than just to dispel the track or to stop the initial jump.
Yeah, I mean, you even got Affo trying to go for the Manta, right? Because it's a decent damage item that gives him some defense up against the Skyref Mage Silent.
The jump against missing Flare from Misery. Going to be in the wrong position, but they've got open wounds available, and he's going to Spirit jump himself away to safety back behind the tier 2.
Good God, Affo.
Definitely playing over aggressive. But he needs to. He needs to find that extra 1,000 gold because he built the Ultimate Orb to start with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's forced it in the hole. That's 43 seconds left on the sideline for him with the track. That Desolate plus Melody combining it up together. I don't care if you've got that Flame Guard up and running. It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't help you at all. Not up against this initiation. He's sitting on the track killers while it keeps coming in.
I mean, the net worth, at least the supports are ahead of the Cloud9 supports for HR, but you look at the net worth when you've got all three of the Cloud9 cores ahead, and Templar Assassin is way ahead. Like, he's double the net worth of the Ember Spirit.
Well, who's he sitting on for gold per minute? So 576 for the gold per minute currently for the Templar Assassin, and over 600 experience per minute. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
No, not at all.
And even Batrider, like Pro7's going for its classic build. This Mask of Madness build on the Batrider with Blink 4-star BTs is all about the insanely high movement speed that comes in for the Bat. Because he's a 506 with that Mask of Madness trigger. Practically haste trigger. And that means the drag back distance makes it really difficult for Hellraiser to keep up. Because Witch Doctor and Abaddon aren't really those high movable heroes. In fact, if you listen to the words of Goldblack almost, well, probably a year ago now, where the Abaddon was being used to save all, like, it was when everything was about mid-solos, and that was all. And he was used to save them every single time, but I stopped the Batrider jump in. So yes, I blinked that so he can get close enough for it. Now we can't really do much more.
Oh, God, that was beautiful.
His timing is nice for it. The question is, can he try and survive with this? Because the track is still there, the jump up. Okay, Artist realizes he cannot stick close to this. And Night Stalker, well, there's Mystic Player, he's going to walk straight through it. Night Sonic, wait, Vader, not looking too hard, he's got this haster, he's going to trigger it, has to walk away from the Death Lord. Actually stopped the turn and throw down a TA trap, which more time for Witch Doctor, with the help of that Sleight of Fist from Ember Spirit to get the kill. He'll pick up the second one now onto Misery. And Eternal Envy ended up dying over inside the jungle while all that was going on. That's a great fight for Hellraisers.
And it's all about that little blue rune that each team keeps getting. I mean, Cloud9 got an advantage with it by being able to sneak Roshan in both Game 1 and 2, but this time around, it's Aphro has the double damage rune that completely turns that fight. I mean, just one Sleight of Fist double damage hit on all those heroes, and then the Sonic Wave on top. They're all brought so low that Cloud9 immediately have to turn and run, and then they're just chased down by the HR heroes, who all have pretty good catch. And that now leaves up Roshan. I mean, if you look at the domino effect of what this could mean, HR, that one fight may actually turn a lot for Hellraisers in the way of advantage.
With the gem and the action over on the Night Stalker.
They're just not doing it fast enough, though.
No, not damage. Goddamn. Oh, look at the movements.
Nice.
He's gonna get him up the hill, though. Dread. That's that blink dagger we're talking about in the Abaddon. You gotta get right behind your heroes and get the shields off.
Dread, go stream some bad men. I'll watch that. Seriously, this guy, that's twice in a row. He's got really clutch timings there with the Abaddon Aphotic Shield. Last time when they jumped the Ember Spirit, they only needed like 1.5 seconds to burst down that Ember Spirit, and he still got it off within that timing. Like, his reactions and getting out the Aphotic Shield immediately to the lasso was so clutch, because it wasn't just about, like, oh god, the hero's going to be pulled into a bad situation. He was going to get bursted down, because the Templar Assassin and all 4 other heroes of Cloud9 were there, focusing on that Ember. So the fact that he got that off was really impressive. And now he does it again, right before Gotham gets pulled up the cliff.
Okay, Gotham's on to move forward up a Ghost Scepter 2. So all this direct physical damage not going to do enough, and they're smoking up. They don't want to go for Roshan. Let's leave one spirit behind. They want to find a kill on Cloud9, but all of Cloud9 have ventured themselves up to the dire side jungle. Pro7's going to TP himself back all the way to base. So it's only No-Tail who's in the neighborhood.
Oh,
with
they
the
have a gem.
Yeah, there's no way for No-Tail to escape this one. He gets at least track off. And then Drake comes in for the shield, so say goodbye to your track.
Top tower has fallen.
No. Aphro trying to catch the Templar Assassin there.
He at least saw him TP out.
Yeah. If he had saved on to Sleight of Fist, and he does have remnants, he could have actually thrown a remnant up and then tried to go for the chains and stop the TP, but instead he tried to go for the quick grab before the blink out and was unsuccessful in that attempt. So they give up a tier 2 in exchange for essentially a pickoff on Big Daddy. Good trade-off for Cloud9. They're 100% accepting of that.
It's interesting to see, too, that Batride's going to be going in for a Lincoln Sphere. His primary problem, as far as getting the drag backs, have actually been just the Aphotic Shield coming up on the Abaddon, or from the Abaddon. It might have been one of those games where I would have looked to see something like a Yule Sub, so you blink in and you put the Abaddon up in the air. That's if he's close by, of course. If he's not, with that blink dagger, you could probably keep a little bit more distance between the two of you.
Do we need an offensive capability for Lincoln Sphere, Toby? I thought that was the road you're going down here.
No.
I thought you were saying if only you could put Lincolns onto that hero you're dragging back, right? Preventing one allied spell from being able to be casted on that hero. Right? So you like put Lincolns on
that
the
would be next level, Cap. Has anyone ever thought of that?
Well, I'm thinking of it right now, so I guess me, Toby.
We trademark it for you.
I'm Ice Frog now.
Amazing.
Look at me. I'm the developer now. It's me. I'm taking over Dota 2.
See, please.
That's where I made that's why I'm here, Toby.
So you're the sniper at the next patch, are you?
Yeah, Join Dota was not just a step for me as a caster. There was actually my entrance into Dota 2 so I could take over the game.
Well, that's because most people can't work out that Play Dota and Join Dota are obviously secretly connected in some society of Dota.
Yeah, you guys didn't know that? You guys didn't realize that Play Dota died at the same time that the Join Dota site came up? Dun, dun, dun. 14-18. 30 minutes in, we have a 6,000 gold lead for Cloud9, 2,500 experience.
They just smoked on top of a Dire Observer Ward. All 4 heroes smoked on top of the Dire Observer Ward.
Yeah, but are HR going to respond to this by backing up?
No, they're going to respond to this by thinking they're going for Roshan, which is the worst thing they can do, because now they're going to lose artists. Jump in, blink lasso, but wait, you're dragging him.
Shield, no!
Fighting him away from the shield. The Yulsip will set him up, complete silence at the moment, which is why that shield didn't come in time. There's still enough time for the blink away. Now Gorik is the one being chased down by the rest of Cloud9, and they've got him in the bag. The Batrider will still drop to the Flame Guard, the Ember Spirit. In fact, it was actually the Queen of Pain who had the final tick of damage. As Cloud9 bailing out of here, they got a little bit more help coming up through the river, but it's taking a little bit too long for Notal to get there. The tracks are up, but Skyrat's Mage getting killed off by that Sonic Wave.
Yeah, I'm not sure Cloud9 smoking up and willingly taking a nighttime fight. Like, granted, if they weren't spotted by that ward, it probably would have come as a huge surprise to Hellraiser. It's like, what? Who forces a fight on us when it's nighttime and we have the Night Stalker with Aghanims? You know, that's kind of surprising. But it definitely was a high-risk and high-reward play, right? And they didn't actually accomplish it, so now they're going to be feeling that reward going to Hellraisers. Roshan is a distinct possibility. They still do not have a great team to doing it.
They don't have damage. Ember Spirit is still a style gem here. There's nothing to give. What are you going to be using? Flame Gun against Roshan? I'm sorry, that's not going to work. Rage and TP out. They got nothing that gets through immunity. So there's no level of control there.
Vengeful Spirit swap.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Just to also flag too, yes, joking around before with the Batrider, he's actually going for a refresher roll. He doesn't have enough mana that he can use 2 lassos and a bunch of other abilities, so that's going to be a little bit tight for him. Which is always why refresher, you might look to see him get that a little bit later on after getting another Intel style item.
Well, I mean, the Midas is paying off. Artis was behind most of these heroes, but he's now ahead of Batrider, ahead of the Lifestealer, and is catching up to the Templar Assassin in net worth. I mean, if you actually look at the difference from 10 minutes ago, or even just 5 minutes ago, and where it is at now, he is closing that gap bit by bit. So, Artis, the Midas worked.
They still need physical damage. I know the Midas is working for your magical damage and soon to have your side device. Sure, that's great. But unless you can, like, actually kill something, it's not going to help you.
I can't believe they're trying Roshan again. I mean, it looks like it's going to work. How do I know about Roshan?
Yeah, but they're not going to do anything about it. Top lane's being pushed in. The middle lane's being pushed in. In fact, it looks like Cloud9 can just take the tier 2 tower. If they fully work out where they are, and they have to. Like, the track's on red. He's hovering around Roshan. Bounty will come in for the secondary track. He doesn't have enough shields to get rid of this Abaddon. And in fact, Red, get the hell out of there. Cloud9, you are not buying this one. They finally get the Roshan. The Aegis Immortal into the Ember Spirit. And now we can buy ourselves something nice, aka damage.
It almost felt like Cloud9 were like, no, they've got Roshan. And as time went on, they're like, wait, they still haven't taken Roshan. Are they still doing Roshan? Like, how long does it take them to do it? The problem is, their heroes are just really bad for it. They've got no minus armor. They do not have a Medallion of Courage at all on their team, which is something I think Abaddon can actually go for. Because he's such a self-sacrificial hero, like, you have borrowed time to fall back on, so you like the minus armor doesn't play a factor at all.
Looks like Emmy's about to get in a lot of trouble, because he's already used his rage to try and flash farm up. The agent's look, he's already purchasing up the starting of the Basher. Realizing just how dead he is. There's 70 seconds on the sideline. That's a long death timer for the lifestealer this early on.
That doesn't happen any other way, but you having vision of Eternal Envy and Eternal Envy using Rage to farm. That gank literally can't happen any other way, because they have no disables to go through Magic Immunity.
Yep.
Right, so unless they somehow, like, manage to get a ton of damage on him and they burst him down with Sonic Wave, that kill doesn't happen any other way. So,
and the Spirit, you can see Fader. He wants him so much just to get the Syrian chains off on him and then allow the Queen of Pain to jump in. Because you know with the Flame Dart, you'll burn through the refraction charges and then all of your damage output's going to be inflicted.
Yeah, Ember Spirit's about to become a factor. I mean, he went for the Manta, which is a really defensive item and leaves you low on damage, but he's about to get that secondary item.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Thinking that's still Battle Fury, but we'll see.
No tells having a walk. They don't see him. We're still here in daytime, so the Aghanim's upgrade's not working.
Yeah, it's Battle Fury. You don't have enough damage yet. You don't have enough base damage to make use of a Crystallis build. So, Manta by itself doesn't give you enough damage out of its stats. So
it's just very rare you can see a 36-minute Battle Fury unless like a second one on the Ember.
But it's the build he's kind of been forced to go, and they can technically take late game. With the Ember Spirit being as strong as he is late game, he can essentially be one of those kind of 1 versus 5 heroes. He's just very fragile. Big Daddy being caught, doesn't actually get hit by the chains there, and that means HR are going to back up. They don't realize it. That could have been a free kill, but they're too afraid of the potential rotation from Cloud9.
There was a little bit of help behind him, which would have come in the form of the Skywrath Mage, but beyond that, that was it. Because the rest of C9 are on a hunt. The Batrider with a fully finished up repression roll, Phone7 is looking for that double last 2 targets. Or at least a way to initiate it twice.
Yeah. This Scythe of Ice is going to mean so much for HR. If they can finish this up on Artis, this means they now have a solid disable, finally, versus the Eternal Envy that can catch him out before Rage, right? Cask is not a thing. That doesn't happen. So, they finally have a hard disable versus him and the Templar Assassin before BKB, which is pretty critical as well. Top lane missed gank there, but it looks like they may try and get another gank at bottom.
Get that courier out of there. Get that courier out of there.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, it gets taken out.
A little bit too sloppy for the to get the item as well on the courier. Maybe it's a good thing because that was Fader.
Dyer's bottom
he just
tower
picked up the
is under
Daedalus and had
attack.
more than enough money to buy up the Demon Edge.
Dyer's bottom tower.
Man, if
has
he gets
fallen.
lucky, he could just pop the Ember Spirit. He gets a blink in, Meld Strike, and that one hit does a critical. That leaves Ember Spirit at such critical HP levels that he probably can't fight after that. Like, if he gets out to a remnant, he probably doesn't come back.
This is that decision-making we look to expect out from Cloud9. They want the quick kill over on the Witch Doctor. He can't get that Ghost Scepter off, or else they won't be able to get the pickup. He doesn't actually. He'll end up burning inside the missing flare. And the rest of C9 are TPing out of this one. No tell, it's about to be sacrificial on him. He's locked in the trees, maybe not. Blink away to safety. The Sonic Wave will take out the Skywrath Mage.
Yeah.
He's able to blink and TP out. So it's a 1-for-1 trade-off support for support. But they stopped Hellrace from pushing into the Tier 3 tower, at least. They lost the Tier 2 tower up on top, but
So in the end, it's worth it for Hellraisers, but you can't afford to make a trade like that again, or else your Rax is going to be exposed. A Templar Assassin simply does too much damage to these towers with the Refraction plus Desolator. It's a lot of increased damage from Refraction, 80 damage a hit, and then obviously the Desolator's minus armor versus that tower. Yep, just allows TA to be an excellent split pusher in these kind of instances.
As well as the rest of the team who are attacking into it. I'm not going to say the Bounty Hunter, but someone like Eternal Envy can just open up on it. Also notice to Eternal Envy, like he started buying into a Basher. Okay, he is going to finish the job. I wasn't quite sure. Okay, decision-making Envy. You wanted an Assault Cuirass as well. He's going to leave the plate mail inside. So he's going to be happy to drop down to that 10 armor as opposed to 20 armor he had before.
That's really awkward. I mean, it's fine going for the plate mail and then still going for the Basher and finishing up the Assault Cuirass later. It's just really awkward that you now have 1,400 gold that isn't being put to use. You bought a plate mail, but you can't have it in your inventory.
Well, if he had the Courier, he would just be putting the hand of minus over on the Courier, and then he could put the plate mail onto himself. But the Courier's trying to test the knowledge that's available to him. And ever since the
Veda's going to be caught here by the Scythe of Vice. They burst him down. I was just about to say HR are giving too much room to Cloud9 to split push these buildings. The tier 3 at bottom lane got an acceptable amount of damage, but you can't let it be much more than a few hundred. Top tower is now dropped down to 375 HP, but this time around they do at least catch Veda. It kind of evens out the tower damage that was done, but that tower damage does start racking up. Bone 7 is going to find Gotham, but doesn't actually go for the pickoff.
And the way that Witch Doctor is running, he's got all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, he really does.
He was just legging it down the mid.
I mean, the Templar Assassin is obviously the scariest hero out there. Guards are going to find Big Daddy. 3 pickoff. So 16 to 25 now. HR. Those 2 pickoffs may just allow them to push uphill. Again, they do not have amazing physical damage yet.
No.
So the damage that they do to that tier 3 isn't really going to be that much of a threat to Cloud9 in this one push, but it can set up for future pushes.
Let's see how much damage they can inflict. 20 seconds until TA is back up. Everyone who is dead, Bounty Hunter does not have his buyback. But the TA does, but there's no way he wants to use it. Well, unless they're going to take the melee ranks on bottom lane, Eternal Envy. He's going to TP back in a moment. He's already inflicted a lot of damage, and Hellraisers, you're right, that should just be the tier 3 tower, and then get the hell out of there.
Yeah, again, setting up for later. Apo, he got 1-7, now they can turn!
That's big! With the Sonic Wave, they've already got the Batrider down. Misery bailing out of here too. Without the Batrider initiation, he does have buyback, so HR should not go too deep. They've got a good series takes over. Here comes that buyback. Goddamn, it's not going to survive long enough for Templar Assassin Vader inside that BME. He'll have the buyback as well. They're going to defend this one. Triggers Dread's ultimate. Where is your buyback? It's not coming yet. He's got 80 seconds on the countdown time. He'll let Envy and Batrider do that work. Because the last two times talking in the air. It's buying time for Live Killer to be into Live Killer. Get the bash trial as well. And the tracks were all on these heroes as they were dying. They're chasing after Artis, but he's blinking away so quickly. They don't have enough speed to catch up to him. I don't know how many of those were track kills at the end. But there were only 2 buybacks. One from the Ember and one from the Batrider.
That fight was messy. HR went too far. But the worst thing that HR did there, like pushing in deep, was obviously a mistake, right? They saw, oh god, we have an advantage, we just took the Batrider, let's go! And then they went too far.
Yeah, then the Batrider came back and they didn't pull out in time.
Yeah,
because they were already too deep.
Problematic, but acceptable. Afo buying back there? I don't know about that one, Toby. I mean, he just loses a significant amount of gold that would have been going into Daedalus.
Yep.
He also gives away his buyback, leaves him exposed for the next 6 minutes. And they now have lockdown of Abyssal Blade. This leaves HR actually exceptionally exposed. I can't believe he did that. Like, for example, if his 4-man smoke actually catches out Ember, that could be GG right there. And it looks like they may catch him.
If they can, Blink Lasso, drag him back and just melt him down. Ember's down for a minute and a half.
FOY!
The Hellraisers have pushed so hard to drag this game back. They were behind by 8,000 net worth and behind by practically the same amount of experience. All things have just gone wrong.
And all of a sudden they're faced with a 4 versus 5 for the next minute and a half.
This is them losing bottom racks, actually.
Yeah.
Because there's no damage from Hellraisers. Like, you can sort of wave down the freak wave, but the catapult's back far enough, and the enemy, like, C9's already moved in. The Ghost Scepter, they're going to pistol play the Witch Doctor. And Flame Break goddamn around again. But all they really want is the tower. The Templar Assassin arriving, attacks it. He got the Daedalus on him, so watch for these crits. But they came in for the ranks. That's what they want. The Death Ward, Life Stealer, having just run himself out of this one. Paralyzing Cast being a bit of a nuisance to Misery more than anybody else. And now they open wounds to the Queen of Pain. She'll blink herself away to safety. Remember, they're still there for the racks. Fate is lining up the creep wave so you can get rid of them quickly, and then you jump in. They go on well down, they're still locking him in position. Queen of Pain, the Sonic Wave will come off, killing out the Skywrath base. The Templar Assassin, they got what they came for. They took the melee racks, now the rest of C9 have to get the hell out of here. Or Vader can try and kill him, that'll also work. The bouncing shearing toss, the Ghost tracks are up, open wounds, they have to go on the Queen of Pain. There's that bash, he got one off, no mana for the Abyssal Blade, also still on cooldown. Vader, melt protection, but they got the gem on the Night Stalker. That's going to reveal him off. An Eternal Envy. I think he realized he's going to die to the Malediction. If you can wait 2 seconds, he can hit you right away inside the Infest, but he's going to move too far away from the creep wave. So he'll end up dying. They do take the full bottom racks, however. And there's no... Well, what's really a trade from Hellraisers? There's not much to speak of.
It was impressive. It was really impressive what HR managed to pull off there, which is essentially a one fight, 4 versus 5. They are actually really challenging the thing that I said early on when I said, like, if Afo isn't playing his game, Hellraisers can't win. Like, Afo is not, like, that was a huge mistake by him 2 times in a row, and they got punished heavily for it, but HR still managed to, like, those 4 other players of HR managed to just show they are something to be reckoned with, man. The fact that they managed to, like, just lose their racks, they stalled up Cloud9 so heavily, and then managed to force out the fight still, and beautiful kiting, whether it was Gotham being perfectly positioned, always trusting that Dread was going to save him at the right times, or Artist being really far forward with his Yule Scepter, knowing that he always had that defensive mechanism available to him. They won that fight, and now they're able to take Aegis and Cheese. So yes, they lose the bottom lane engagement there. But Afo now has an Aegis, they have a Cheese to be able to go in through middle lane. Maybe they can even out this Rax advantage and make up for the mistake that Afo played earlier.
Maybe they can. It is a huge one. That's the second time now in a row that we've seen this kind of moment where Cloud9, they ended up having a bad fight, but the worst possible time when Roshan's on up, and that was what they were searching for. They were checking Roshan before they started that fight. They really wanted to have that Aegis before the fight began. And now they sit inside their base. I don't think we got any kind of... there's no invis in the hands of Hellraisers, and there's no point putting a sentry ward on the front side, because Night Stalker is going to see it. With that Aghanim Scepter and Gem, he sees everything on the high ground, so they're the ones with the initiation advantage. Misery has managed to keep himself back. And Blink Lasso, they got the Night Stalker. Greg can keep up. He's going to shield up. In fact, if they kill up Boric, he triggers the cheese, but still, it's not enough. They just burn through him twice over. The Death Ward is out, and they drag back underneath the T4 towers. Spider-Fist, Bird is killing off the Batrider. No buyback available for him, as they burn down through the Aegis he rolls. The Roshan Advantage has gone out the window, and you saw the Templar Assassin as well as Life Stealer up. Life Stealer, who has an Infest available to him, rages in, and, well, Abyssal Blade's already gone to work. With the movement of the Ember Spirit coming back in again, Life Stealer, he's going to have to pop out here. He's too much trouble. He's going to go down, straight buyback. They need to repel them and keep this Rank's advantage up for the moment. With No-Tail keeping vision outside, nice searing chains, holding Fader in position. No-Tail's keeping right on the tail of Hellraisers. Another track, 4 stars up. He wants to slow down the Ember Spirit. He's got no spirits to jump down to. The paralyzing caster is rolling down Eternal Envy. There's still enough time for him to get the open wounds, and then the Abyssal Blade. They'll take out the Ember Spirit. Queen of Pain defending desperately that bottom lane to stop the momentum. For Cloud9, they forced the issue quite heavily on the Abaddon has a buyback. So that is a 72-second window they have up against Hellraisers.
I was about to say, Toby, I don't think I've ever seen a game where a buyback has been punished twice in a row. Like, normally, if you're punished for the buyback, you don't force the fight until your buyback is is up again. But they got the Aegis. They felt the confidence to be able to push into Cloud9 there, but lose him twice. Once the Aegis and once his actual life, and now down for 50 seconds without a buyback. Even if he does choose to buy back for 25 seconds. Oh, God.
Envy's too close. He's forced up away by Bone 7. He might get himself in range of Shivas. No, he cannot. So a Shadow Strike and Shivas. We've got the extra stun to Abaddon, stopping him from getting the instant shield, but Envy is going to drop way too far up. The TP's coming straight away from Bone 7. He realizes he's got to keep Hellraisers moving back inside their base. Don't let them feel like they've got enough space that they can do a push back down mid.
Well, it continues, Toby. I guess I still haven't seen a buyback punished twice, solely because HR, 4 members, hey, forget about Alpha at this point. Like, he's supposed to be the hard Ember Spirit carry. His farm is actually going nowhere, which is really concerning. But the rest of HR is showing a lot of strength. If Alpha manages to come back and, like, he finishes up his Daedalus and HR win this game, I actually think HR can win this series all of a sudden, solely off of the performance of their 4 other members. Like, if Alpha just steps up his game, man, holy cow. I'm saying this, like, I'm a huge Afo fan. Like, I've been following this guy for a while now, but hey, I call a spade a spade. His game has not been up to par this series.
The funny thing is, though, even if you look at the kill, deaths, assist counter, they're still sitting up at the top. You got a 14-4-10 Queen of Pain on the field. Artisans had an amazing game, and he's basically now 4 slotted apart from the hand of Midas drop.
Artist dropped the ball in game 1, but boy, did he pick it back up and run it home in game 2.
Well, HR haven't got the touchdown just yet. Misery's going to keep that pressure on top with a 3 catapult army coming out from the Radiant side. Hellraiser won't be too worried about that just yet, but they're going to keep eyes on No-Tail. Gora couldn't get there in time. In fact, he lost that gem again in the fight, so they don't have that easy vision on No-Tail. But he did buy it some dust. They still can get that reveal. They got the flick, and Bone 7 getting caught out. This is really problematic for him. He doesn't have a buyback available. Down the sideline. Thanks to the Queen of Pain. Yules have dropped into the air. Vader ripping apart the Witch Doctor. The all still find the way. Queen of Pain is dead now. Nothing will save her, or maybe the shield will. I take it all back. No, the tower's going to be the next no way to survive, but Apo hunting that tier 4 tower. You still got Envy trying to go ham. He's got the bash onto the Ember Spirit. Has he got something else? It was the Abyssal Blade. He's moving up. He's got him. He's actually going to get the kill on the Ember. Abaddon's down 2. And Nightstalker with Vader and Envy combining together. They will genocide out Hellraisers and now have to make an absolute beeline, either push the mid or BT himself up, get quickly up to this top lane and take out the tier 3 tower, because that's where the momentum is. And look at Envy. He's just legging it, pumping those little legs and using the claws in the ground. Any movement speed he can get to that top lane, he's burning it.
Yeah, this is going to force out a buyback from somebody. Probably the Queen of Pain, perhaps the Ember Spirit, which is so bad. Like, I understand.
So he can come and join him.
Here comes the mass buybacks, but they may still lose melee racks, at least the Glyph.
They overcommit themselves here. The tier trap is slowing down. Here's that third buyback coming out from Ember. Templar Assassin, she's low on money.
She does not have a buyback.
There's 2 minutes.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
You did claim a second melee racks, however. So if Cloud9 can stall this up long enough, and if Envy cannot die, they know he doesn't have a TP scroll. We've gone full C9 right now, and Envy just having to run himself away. The Yule Scepter up, he's in trouble. But then again, there's no sight of Vice available. He doesn't have Infest. Support's coming over as quick as it can for the Bounty Hunter, but No-Tail may just take too long. Rage, he's actually going to buy the TP scroll and TP out to safety. Where there is a will, there is a side shop to resupply.
Dire's middle tower is under
attack. I don't think Cloud9 are going to be punished for the loss of Veda here. He's down for another 80 seconds, but it seems that neither Roshan nor does Hellraiser have the opportunity to be able to push through middle with just these 5. So
there's no way they want to take the risk. When you've got 3 players with buyback on cooldown for 6 minutes, you want this game to
Are you sure, Toby? Because they just took the risk last time of pushing through middle lane with still no upgraded item on Apo. Like, the fight has been the same. Apo hasn't had a Daedalus for the last 10-15 minutes. And yet they still try to force forward. They still try and force that fight without completing that item. They finally get it now, but I know they had Templar Assassin and I believe the Bat Rider didn't have buyback there for like 3 minutes, but that was still such a risky maneuver for them to try and 5-man up against the full 5-man of Cloud9
it's crazy.
again.
It's crazy to do it. What they should be looking at is finally removing this tier 2 tower in bottom lane. That's something they can take and Cloud9 won't fully commit to defending. And then you get aggressive wards up. You let yourself know where C9 is and then come and gank him. You have a Night Stalker with an Aghanim Scepter. Vision is your friend. You've got the ability to burst range damage as well as control through the Ember Spirit and the Queen of Pain.
Yeah,
this is what you play with. Get the kills outside the base and
Radiant's
then come up.
bottom
Don't fight
tower is under
Cloud9 inside
attack.
or else we keep going into this
Radiant
buyback versus buyback
structures are
situation.
fortified.
Keep the pressure on the side lane so C9 just don't make a break for the middle lane, which it looks like they're doing right now.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
they're smoking
has
up and then they
fallen.
realize all 5 are down the bottom.
Oh, this is Cloud9. I was about to say, I thought they were going to go ahead and force a fight, knowing that top lane, they were going to be TPing back to defend top and just try and catch somebody.
Well, they might be able to catch out one if Batrider was the one on the front lines, but
Yeah.
Brian 7's a little bit too far behind him for now.
That range racks in top lane is ridiculously low, by the way. 57 HP. So the next fight's going to be all over Roshan. It's up in a minute. Both teams know it can be up right now.
So walking in. But with no gem on the Night Stalker, he doesn't see him.
Pop the random dust, Goretz. Is your Night Stalker senses tingling?
They're not. Artis, he jumps in. He's chasing after Bone 7, who got his Firefly off. So we've basically got pigs that can fly here, with Hellraise still unable to take the victory. In comes the real Batrider. Lassos him up under the cover of BKB. Goddamn goes in to try and protect him as well with Gorik. He's back up on top of the cliff, and there's no way to get back down again. Mystery soloing up the supports. You've also got Red too far away. Ours is up into towards the air, but everyone's getting forced after No-Tail's now playing the high ground advantage. King of the Hill belongs to him, and Queen of Pain's got, she does have a blink away, but there's no attack. He didn't have Shuri toss a ball.
Oh, this is just cruel. They're literally just going to leave Goretz there to watch. He's got the Aghanim Scepter. He can see everything around him, Toby, but he can't do anything about it. He's going to watch his base crumble.
That's just cruel, man.
That is beautiful poetry right there.
He's become Leonard Nimoy. Vulcan is under attack. Hellraisers are in trouble. And now they can at least TP back Gorik.
Mega creeps up.
It's all or nothing, but what we got? Infest Bomb, they jump in, they found the Queen of Pain. It's over, man. I think Cloud9, yeah, good game, well played. They'll advance themselves through into the second last round, the lower bracket. They have to win that last game to battle it out for the third and final spot that will come from the European qualifier. We still actually have more games coming here from the ESL1 European qualifier to see who will make it. The Chinese qualifier starts in 1.5 weeks' time, I believe it is. You can find all the information out at esl1.joinedunder.com. It's